After 70 years, otters have reappeared in the Lancashire Wildlife Trust Reserve at Martin Mere. I went down to have a chat with Lindsay Beaton to find out more about what the trust do and how they look after them. You've recently had the first otter, I believe was January.
January, that's right, yes.
And then last week?
Bit more ago than last week, we had two. Yeah, the first sighting was back in January, and a visitor came in really excited, saying, I've seen an otter. And he was convincing, and he said he'd seen a lot of otters in Mull and places, but because we get mink here and people can confuse the two, I mean, he didn't have a photograph, so I logged it and made a note of it, but we didn't go public on it until we got a bit more confirmation. And then a couple of weeks later, another visitor got a picture quite a long distance away. When you blew it up, it was very obviously an otter. So at that point, we knew we had an otter visiting. And then we just started getting lots more sightings, and people were getting really good close-up photographs. And then probably about 3 weeks ago now, somebody actually got a picture of two otters together. Okay. So, then you start to think, oh, well, might we have a patter of baby otter feet? I don't know. But that was really exciting. So it does suggest that they are more resident in this area if there's two of them paired up. But otters do range quite widely. So, they may be here for a few days and then they might move on to and fro and come back.
Because I was reading it was 1935 the last time.
That's the last record. I mean, there may have been people who've seen them and not actually recorded it, but basically there's the Lancashire Environmental Records Network, which keeps records of all wildlife sightings, and when we looked on there, that was the last sighting for this area. But we know that they've been at Knuckswood at the fishing ponds, which the fishermen don't like very much, down the road here, and there've been sightings on the River Douglas. And footprints and sprains left there. So yeah, they're active around in this area.
Yeah, is it a big boost for the Wildlife Trust to have the otters finally?
It's great. I mean, from our point of view, and again, the fishermen, because obviously we don't allow fishing here, so the fish are here for the wildlife and to feed the wildlife, and to see a species like the otter, which has really suffered in this country from poor water quality in the rivers, and therefore not many fish, and that then has causes some problems, and the use of pesticides, and that the otters are really making their way back, and it's a sign for us. It's a sign that we're doing something good about the way we manage the nature reserve, that the water's good quality, that there's good habitat for them. So when wildlife responds positively to what you do, you always feel good about it.
Because 20, 30 years ago, they were confined really to Scotland, weren't they?
Yeah, there were. There were some a few down south, but yes, they were very much. And there were, down in the south of England, there were some, planned releases from captive breeding schemes, but not as far up as here. And the ones in this part of the world, I think, have very much, migrated down, from Scotland through the borders, the lakes, and whatever. And I've sort of found they're not, the ones that are around here are not the result of a release. It's natural progression, and the otter's expanding their range.
Okay, thank you very much.